Blessed greetings, everyone. Well, it's story time once again. And this one here is called Always Be Honest. So gather around with your popcorn, your smoothies, your drinks, and what have you, and listen to the story. Once upon a time, there was a single father who had a son. And this single father, he owned some land. And on that land, he grew watermelons and pumpkins. And they would plant those pumpkins and sell those pumpkins. And they would plant those watermelons and sell those watermelons. At times, they would even cater. They would cut them up and put them in nice plates and sell them. Well, on one hot day, the father had to go to town. So he said to his son, "Son, I'm going to leave you here cutting up these watermelons. And I'm going to show you how to do it." So he showed him how to do it, and because it was so hot, he allowed him to take a slice. Well, the boy tasted the watermelon, and it was the best and the sweetest watermelon he ever tasted in his life. He ate it and threw away the trash. His father said, "Son, the way I've showed you how to slice them, I want you to slice them and put them into the pans. But I also do not want you to eat any of them, because they are for other people to buy." The father left, and the son, he was there cutting up. And all he could think about is how sweet that watermelon was. While he's cutting up, he decided that he would just finish up and take one slice. Well, he finished up, and he had maybe 4 or 5 extra pieces. And he took 2 of those extra pieces and said, "Father shouldn't know about this. There's extra." So he walked out past the watermelon patch, past the pumpkin patch, just out along the borders of the pumpkin patch, way out. And he ate the 2 slices that he took. He then sprinkled away, just threw away the seeds alongside the fence, and he went back home. Well, his father came back home, and they packed up the stuff, and they went to market, and they sold everything, and everything was fine, and him and his father ate the rest of those leftovers, the 3 watermelons that were left over. His father had 1, and he gave his son the 2, because he felt that his son did a good job. The next year came around, and they tilled up the yard, tilled up the grounds, and everything. Pumpkin time, sorry, not the pumpkins, but the watermelon times came. It was harvest time. They decided to go out and grab those pumpkins to chop them up. His father knew that over the years the fence would at times give out and he would have to check the fence. So he decided to walk out just to check the fence as he was checking the pumpkin patches. And he looked out and he saw what looked mighty familiar. He walked closer and he noticed some of the most beautiful watermelons he had ever seen. He walked closer and he noticed they were the strain, but even more beautiful than ever, ready for harvest. He knew he had never went out there before. He knew he had never planted watermelons out there before. So where could those watermelons have come from? He asked his son when he returned. And his son looked him in the eye and told him he does not know. Well, little did his son know, his father had cameras set up. And he went back and he watched that tape from the year before. And he saw what exactly had happened. He called his son in the room after he rewound the tape and had his son sit down and watch the vid. His son was speechless and dropped to his knees and began to cry. Ladies and gentlemen, the moral of this story is it's not good to lie, because what's done in the dark will eventually be seen in the light. And although others may not see, and we may forget, the Almighty God, He sees all, and He never, ever forgets. God bless you all. Manners, love, and elevation.